Joined.
Carol Paikin Miller.
Joined. Joined. Joined.
Cam Galindo.
Joined. 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 Joined.
Welcome to people who have joined. We'll just wait until the live stream is going, and then we can proceed with the meeting.
Maria Felix Miller.
Joined.
Okay, as people are joining in, I'll just remind you to put yourself on mute, and we will get started up again in just a moment. Okay, our live stream is running. I've had that confirmed. So I'm just going to do a roll call to confirm who we have on the line. Trustee Bingham, are you with us? Trustee Bingham, are you back on the line yet? Trustee Deese? Okay, we'll just give people maybe another moment or so to join in.
Student trustee has joined.
Petty Deese?
Joined.
Okay, we just have some people coming in. I'll just give it another moment to make sure we've got everyone. Okay, I'll go back and just check with the roll call to see if we have people back in. Trustee Bingham, are you back on the line? Trustee Bingham? Okay, Trustee Deese?
I'm here.
Thank you. Trustee Galindo?
Tracy
Present.
joined.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
Present, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mulholland? Trustee Mulholland?
Trustee Bingham.
Joined.
Thank you, Trustee Bingham. I just heard you come in, so I just checked you off. Trustee Paikin-Miller?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. And Trustee Mulholland? Okay, I don't have Trustee Mulholland yet. Student Trustee Hessler?
Present.
Thank you. Student Trustee Zakar? Student Trustee Zakar? Okay, I'll just remind people to put themselves on mute while we're on the phone. I know that's sometimes easy to forget. I did it last time. So I don't have Student Trustee Zakar back in just yet, or Trustee...
Joined.
Oh, let me double check that. Student Trustee Zakar, is that you?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful, thank you. And Trustee Mulholland. Okay, so we don't have Trustee Mulholland back with us just yet. I'm just going to double check that everything's is okay with the technical side since we're jumping between meetings. 1 minute. Okay, Trustee Mulholland is not with us, so we have Trustees Bingham, Trustee Dees, Galindo, Miller, Bacon-Miller, and Danko. Student Trustees Hessler and Zakar on the line. So going back to the item that was on the floor before we moved into public session, Trustee Galindo, can you please move your motion or state your motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I am moving a motion to reconsider the motion passed during last week's meeting, dated February 2nd, 2021, on the decision not to seek further sanctions for trustees identified in the final report of the external investigator for
Trustee Galindo, I'm going to interrupt. The motion was to not proceed with further sanctions, full stop. So can you just clarify your motion and stick with that?
Yes, Madam Chair. That's what I was reading, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Sorry, just, if we cannot expand on that and just focus on what was voted in public session, please.
Madam Chair, I'm reading what we clarified during open session. So on the decision not to seek further sanctions for trustees identified in the final report.
Sorry, Trustee Galindo, I'm going to get you to stop there. Can you just hold on a minute, please? Okay, sorry, Trustee Galindo. I'm just checking on a point of clarification to make sure that we're doing this procedurally correctly. Go ahead.
Sure, let's try that again. So whereas the third-party investigation conducted by Arlene Higgins was not a formal code of conduct investigation, but rather an investigation into alleged breaches of the code of conduct, on the decision not to seek further sanctions, be it resolved that the decision on the motion to seek no further sanctions be reconsidered.
Thank you. Is there a seconder to the motion?
I would like to second that, please.
That's Trustee Miller?
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, to the motion, Trustee Galindo, can you speak to your motion if you like? And please note that we need to avoid any sharing of information from in-camera sessions, whether that's direct or through inference. So I just caution all trustees to be mindful that we're speaking strictly to the reconsideration and trying to avoid talking about anything that's in camera. Go ahead.
On that note, there's nothing that I can say publicly. My decision on this was made clear in camera, and I will not be making any further comments.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Galindo. Trustee Miller is the seconder. Is there anything you wanted to say?
I fully support the decision to reconsider our motion from February 2nd, and I believe that it is a responsible and transparent decision to uphold that and seek further next steps, if applicable. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will go through the roll call to see if there are any comments, questions, or statements. Again, just reiterating that we want to be cautious about stating things from in-camera sessions. Trustee Bingham, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No comment or question. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Dees?
No comments or questions.
Thank you, Trustee Bacon-Miller.
No comments or questions.
Okay, thank you. Student Trustee Hessler, recognizing you weren't in camera, if you wanted to make a comment, you can.
Yes, so I do a comment already. Thank you, and through the chair. I am speaking today to share the students' thoughts and opinions following the board's decision to release a redacted version of a third-party investigation, which was conducted regarding Ahona's claims. I do not stand in agreement with the board's decision, and neither do the students of the HWDSB. When I first became a student trustee, as part of my oath, I stated...
I'm so sorry, Student Trustee Hessler. I really apologize, but if you could just make sure you're speaking specifically to the motion to reconsider further sanctions. Is that what you're speaking to? That's the only part of the motion that's being reconsidered. I just want to clarify that.
All right. Well, in that case, no further comments or questions.
Okay, sorry. I just we need to make sure we're on topic. Student Trustee Zakar?
No comments or questions. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll just put myself on the speakers list last. I just appreciate that we've given this an opportunity to discuss whether or not it might be appropriate to reconsider part of the motion from our previous meeting. I know that, as I've stated in the meeting today, actually, I'm going to leave it at no comments. It is a little challenging to make a comment when there's many things we don't want to comment on. So I'll leave it at that, and we will go to a vote. So to the motion to reconsider the motion for no further sanctions, is anyone opposed? Okay, hearing none, that passes, and we will follow up with next steps. With that, we will move on to oral reports from liaison committees, and that starts with the City School Board Liaison Committee. That committee has not...
Through the chair,
Sorry.
You've missed item number 11, which is report of the Committee of the Whole from earlier this evening.
Thank you. Okay, let's do that. Report from Committee of the Whole from earlier this evening. I will go to our Vice Chair, Trustee Galindo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That the recommendations from Committee of the Whole be accepted. Back to you.
Oh, and we do need to get Trustees Johnstone and Buck back on the line. Sorry, they declared a conflict of interest for one item, but they should be back. We'll just give that a moment. Sorry about the wait. We're just waiting for Trustees Johnson and Buck to join us.
Joined.
Okay, we've got Trustee Buck with us. We're just waiting for Trustee Johnstone.
Joined.
And just to confirm, is that Trustee Johnstone?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So I'll confirm for who we have in the room. Virtually, we have Trustees Bingham, Buck, Deeth, Galindo, Johnstone, Miller, and Trustee Paikin-Miller, and myself. Trustee Mulholland, Trustees Archer, and Trustees Tutt are not with us. And we're just on item number 11, report from the Committee of the Whole. I apologize. Vice Chair Galindo, do you mind just repeating the report from Committee of the Whole? Luckily, it was short.
Yeah, no, actually, I have a revised version. I was confused at the time, so I'm going to start over. Through the Chair, it's my pleasure to present the report of the private session of the Committee of the Whole that we held earlier this evening, that the Human Resources Committee report from January 19th, 2021 be received, and that the Governance Committee report from January 18th, 2021 be approved.
Thank you. I will have Trustee Bingham second that. Are there any questions? I'll just open the floor. You can unmute yourself if you have a question. And is anyone opposed to approving the report from the Committee of the Whole? Okay, hearing none, that is passed. So we'll move on to our next item, oral reports from liaison committees. So item A is our City School Board Liaison Committee. That committee has not met, and I do not have anything to report. Item B is our Hamilton-Wentworth Home and School Association. Trustee Galindo, is there anything to report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, I don't have anything to report since the last update. Thank you.
Thank you. Item C is the Hamilton Foundation for Student Success. Trustee Buck, is there anything to report? I think there is.
Oh, yes, there is something to report. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So last week was busy for the Hamilton Foundation for Student Success. I got to attend my first meeting with them and joined the committee as a member. We also welcomed our new, the word just escaped me, our new chair, Ian Brisbane, and the meeting went well. Then the following day, we had the Showcase of Hearts, which many of you have heard of already, but I'm just going to give you a bit of a recap. So the Showcase of Hearts, in this time of COVID, we needed to adjust how we do our fundraisers. And under the direction of Ming Cote, she pulled together with her team a wonderful evening of obviously showcasing the arts in our system. There were presentations through song and just very creative ways of bringing musical talent to the screen for us. Obviously, the night was virtual. Much thanks to our MCs for the night and to everybody that attended. Thank you so much for supporting. The Showcase of Hearts was able to raise more than $40,000, which is huge, and will go towards helping our student support grants. So with that, Madam Chair, I will move the report.
Thank you. And I know we got to see a lot of great student talent last week, which is exciting. I apologize I didn't open to questions for anything, but are there any questions or comments for this report from trustees? I'll just open the floor. Hearing none. Item D is our Ontario Public School Board Association report. Trustee Johnstone.
Thank you. Through the chair. So first I'd just like to start with reminding trustees on Thursday at noon, OPSBA is offering a speakers workshop for trustees across the province. The issue is mental health among students and adults. How are they doing? So trustees can get the information from their emails with regards to how to log on. With regards to OPSBA, legislative report, the Legislative Assembly remains on winter break. They will be returning February 16th, There is speculation that the House would return next week to extend emergency orders, but it has not been confirmed. If the state of emergency is not renewed on February 9th, the province could keep the stay-at-home order in place for another 14 days maximum. If this is, if a longer time is required, the House would need to be recalled in order to do an extension for up to 28 days. With regard to COVID-19, as of February 5th, there were 73 cases in publicly funded schools in the last 14 days. This does not include where students are learning remotely. One of the 4,828 schools in the province are currently closed. Schools across Ontario, so there was an announcement of schools reopening as of today, February 8th. Those schools included, school boards included Avon-Maitland, Durham, Grand Erie, Greater Essex, Halton, Hamilton-Wentworth, Lambton-Kent, DBS Niagara, Simcoe County, Upper Grand, and Waterloo Region. Peel, Toronto, and York will be opening on February 16th. Before and after school care has been permitted to reopen on those two dates, February 8th and February 16th. And as the before and after school centers reopen, that will then become the last day of emergency child care provided in those areas. On February 1st, the government made announcements on three key issues. The first was a second and final installment of federal funding. The second was the allowance of temporary teaching certificates for teacher candidates. This is in order to help address the severe shortage of teachers across the province. And item number 3 was expansion of asymptomatic testing across the province. The government is currently conducting pre-budget consultations, and written submissions are due February 12th. OPSBA submitted our GSN feedback, and that is now available to be seen online. And that, Madam Chair, concludes my report.
Thank you. That's a lot of information. I'll just turn to trustees to see if there are any questions. Okay, hearing that, I just want to ask trustees for a favor. I certainly recognize that it's challenging to entertain discussion about what we've been working through as a trustees as a board and our decision last week, and I didn't mean to interrupt student trustee Hessler's statement. It wasn't exactly on the motion, but I would like to ask trustees if we could waive the rules or suspend the rules as we did earlier this evening for the agenda, just to allow him to make the statement, because it was obviously bringing student voice forward. So I would like to make the motion to suspend the rules, if someone would mind seconding that.
I will second that.
Was that
Trustee Miller?
Thank you. Is anyone opposed to suspending the rules? Okay, hearing none. Student trustee Hessler, did you want to make your statement?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Just 1 second, please. Thank you, and through the chair. I am speaking today to share the students' thoughts and opinions following the board's decision to release a redacted version of a third-party investigation which was conducted regarding Ahona's claims. I do not stand in agreement with the board's decision, and neither do the students of the HWDSB. When I first became a student trustee, as part of my oath, I stated, I will represent students to the best of my ability and will present the best interests of students for the benefit of the board. It is in students' best interests that they are educated in a board free from racism and discrimination. For trustees to choose whether they are held accountable for their actions is inexcusable. Education is meant to shape our future, but what future are we creating when we teach students in a board filled with inequalities? I echo students' voices when they say education should be conducted with students' best interests in mind, which means removing all inequalities. Thank you, and this concludes my statement.
Thank you, Student Trustee Hessler, and I think it's really important to acknowledge that we have some critical work to do, and I know I've spoken on behalf of the board about that work, and we certainly are looking to make sure that we engage all of the voices that we have available to us, including student voice on moving forward, so that we can make a better, more equitable system that doesn't have barriers, that doesn't have any kind of bias or discrimination practices that may be in place. So thank you for bringing that. At this time, I'll move to the next item, which is adjournment. I'll just assign a mover and seconder. Trustee Paikin-Miller, can you move adjournment? And I'll have Trustee Dietz second that. Is anyone opposed to adjourning? Hearing none, that brings our meeting to a conclusion. Thank you, trustees, and to staff who've been online, and student trustees.
Left.
Dawn.
Left.
Cam Galindo.
Left. The chairperson has disconnected. The conference will now end.